It's not cranberry sauce, Artie. It's not cranberry sauce.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Backtrack Cinema. In this review today, we'll be looking at Blood Rage. Pop some popcorn, get comfy, get a drink, and let's talk Blood Rage.
Governor, calling Raven.
Payback time.
Come with me if you want to live. You just don't turn it off!
A boy kills a man, accuses his twin brother of the murder, and the innocent brother ends up institutionalized. While his psychotic twin goes free, 10 years later, the innocent twin escapes, which triggers his brother into killing again. Blood Rage came to me a few years ago, and I enjoyed the hell out of this movie. I thought it had the perfect tone for, an 80s slasher, having fun with. Kills are great. It's campy as fuck. It goes from like scene to scene to scene, from kill to kill to kill. Gratuitous shit in it. Not much story really going on. But hell, you know what? I found it entertaining as hell. But a very cool concept. So Blood Rage was released in 1987, directed by John Grismer, and starring Louise Lasser, Mark Soper, and Julie Gordon. So Blood Rage was one of these films was actually filmed in 1983, but didn't get released until 1987. So it actually feels more like an early 80s movie than it does a later 80s movie. But any which way you have it, still, I think if you're a slasher fan, you like campy and goofy, then you're going to like this movie. It's a Thanksgiving slasher. So if you want something to watch at Thanksgiving, you can watch Blood Rage. It's known for its classic line where he tastes the blood and he goes, "That's not cranberry sauce." So having a good time as usual with these slasher flicks. So I love the way this movie opens. This movie opens with two brothers. They're at the drive-in with their mom, and their mom starts making out with their boyfriend. This is what triggers one of the brothers. They find an axe, and the one brother just hacks this guy up in the face. Great kill, great practical effects. I absolutely love it. I love the aesthetic of the drive-in theater. You know what I mean? A whole movie, a whole slasher movie at a drive-in theater would be pretty awesome, I would think. But then he kind of like pins it on his brother, and his brother gets institutionalized for years. It feels like a Man in the Iron Mask situation. The movie's not directed very well. You could have done some really creative things with these twin brothers. One bad, one good. So the concept is there. And we talk about all the time, about they keep remaking horror movies. They keep remaking classic. This is a perfect example of a movie they need to bring back in a modern slasher with that concept and doing something really creative and unique with it. You could have a ton of fun with a movie like this. Get more of a serious tone. You got these two twin brothers. One's bad, one's good. The wrong brother is imprisoned or institutionalized, and he comes back to stop the other brother, who's like a wolf in sheep's clothing. You know what I mean? Like, this is the kind of movie you should be remaking, not these classics that you just cannot live up to. So it's been years and years later, and Terry is the brother who's out, who's living the dream teenager life. He has it all. But when he finds out his brother has escaped, this is what triggers the killings. More so, his mom decides to get remarried, and this is what really is triggering him. So there's some shit in his psyche that's all fucked up, man. And he just goes into this complex and starts killing everyone, man. And the kills are freaking awesome in this movie, man. They really are awesome. I talked a little bit about the opening. He gets an axe in the side of the face, this guy. And, this blood pouring everywhere. There's a really cool kill he does where he cuts this woman into pieces, this doctor into pieces, and she's just kind of squirming on the ground, her torso and everything. That's really cool. The mother finds her fiance dead, and when his head hits the freaking table, his head cracks in two. It's blood pouring out. Like, the kills are just awesome. And they're wacky, they're fun, they're entertaining, all that kind of stuff. And Mark Soper, I think, is serviceable enough that he's playing these two characters. When he's playing Todd, he seems more creepy, you know what I mean? Even though he's like the good brother, and Terry's the one who's just playing an act to everyone, right? So I think he does an okay job of playing the killer and playing the innocent brother at once and everything like that. Then you just got characters in here. They're just set up for the slaughter. Nobody really that memorable. A lot of people I've heard really like the mother's performance. I found it just over the top and so melodramatic.
Operator, I am begging you. This is a real emergency. What's the matter with you?
It does have a pretty cool ending where the mother just goes fucking nuts, man, of what she's been through. The whole time she feels like something's off about Terry. She loves both sons, even though one's institutionalized. And right at the end, she shoots Terry, the bad seed. And then she's talking to Todd as if he's Terry. Her mind is all freaking confused. And then she pulls the gun on herself, shoots herself, and kind of the movie ends. So it's got this, but it almost comes off as laughs, actually, because how campy and weird it is. But if you did this movie in a real serious tone, that could have been something. You know what I mean? So she's like the real victim of this whole movie. I mean, this mother, right? Just the shit she went through. Some of the cinematography was like, I felt was too bright. They're shooting these scenes in the forest and at night, but it's like lit like daytime. That's what it looks like anyway. It's this like overly bright. You know what I mean? For a scene that's supposed to be in the woods at night and stuff like that. And you got scenes that are just stringed together with no connective tissue. Like in one moment you see characters here, then the next scene they're over somewhere else. Not taking away anything from it. It's just, I still find this movie entertaining as hell. If you're just going for that camp bloody good time, I'm on board. It's where you start pretending you're a serious movie, then you get weird and your tones are shifting all over the place. But this knows exactly what it is. It's playing it up and all that kind of stuff. And I have a real fun time with Blood Rage. Again, great 80s synthesizer with the 80s horror music here. Love the soundtrack. I think it really works for everything they're going for the tone they're going for. It has all the tropes you'd expect from a movie like this, but I don't think it will hurt your viewing of this. Final Girl's not much. She's not going to win no Final Girl awards or anything like that, but serviceable enough. It's not overly long. It's fairly well paced for what it is. And as bloody as gruesome as the kills are, I almost feel like you could show this to someone as their first horror movie just because how comedic it is. And all that kind of stuff. It's not atmospheric. It's completely comedic. There's some cool shots where you just see like Terry holding the machete and it's full of blood. I always love shots like that in horror where the camera shows the weapon by their side and kind of pans up to them. You know what I mean? I've always liked shots like that. And they do it in horror all the time. But as a horror comedy, absolutely fun. It's fun as hell. I'm going to give a Blood Rage from 1987 a B-. What about you? Let me know in the comments below what you think of Blood Rage. Do you like it? Don't you like it? Let's have a great discussion on Blood Rage. Stick around for the end card. I'll put other slasher reviews so you could go down the rabbit hole, check out all the other work I've done, all the other videos I've done. And if you're new to the channel and you like the content, please subscribe to the channel. My name is Jason. You're watching Backtrack Cinema. I will see you next time, and I will see you in the movies. Cheers.